Today is the last day. Last day to get a family treat t-shirt design. Last day to enter for the free impact combo. You have until midnight tonight. Get in while you can.
Well, I did a little bit of driving around yesterday in the CRV because, you know, we're rocking its new paint job. Figured I'd get out and mob it around, you know what I'm saying? And I bent the damn jigger down there once again. It's a pretty normal occurrence. Yeah, so I think I do kind of need to raise this thing up, at least in the back, about an inch. Definitely drives a lot better than whenever it's you know, got a bunch of bent up shit underneath there grinding and trying to cut itself in half. It's actually been doing really good lately. Like the throttle response and just, I mean, like the power that you would expect this thing to have, just being like a stock LS in there, it feels normal, you know what I'm saying? For whatever reason, it's been running a lot better lately is all I'm trying to say. Anyhow, this thing is most certainly for sale. If anybody is interested in it, who obviously is local, if you would like to check it out, just, I don't know, hit me up. I really don't know what to value this thing at. Originally, I kind of wanted to put it up for about $4,500 or so ish, like around there. I mean, it is an RD1, but at the same time, it doesn't have a B20 in it. It's got a B18 in it. It definitely smokes here and there, like mostly whenever it's cold. Whenever it warms up, it stops. So it's definitely burning some oil, you know what I'm saying? It's an automatic, unfortunately. It's not a manual. The interior is in really great shape. It's just really dirty right now. Aside from the, like, it needs some vents and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And a stereo. I don't know, I might go ahead and throw one of those max speeding rod stereos in here, but I mean, it's got $800 worth of lights on it. Those freaking aux beam lights up there on the roof. The tires that I put on here, I mean, I know you don't get out of what it is you put in, but the tires by themselves, I spent $600 on. So put in the comments down below what it is you guys think. I would really like to see like around $4,500 for it, but I don't know if that's being realistic or not. So yeah, test drive is over. I want to get back to the house because we need to get to work on Khaki. So as you guys know, Khaki has been down for a really long time, man. It's been a long time since we've actually been able to take this car out and enjoy it, and we still haven't. So Curly said that he was going to come by a little over a week ago to tune it, but like I mentioned, he said he was going to try to, because they are extremely busy down there at ASM, and Curly is their fabricator and stuff for all their turbo manifolds. So yeah, they keep him busy, you know what I'm saying? Anyhow, with that being said, Curly has told me once again that he's gonna try to come tonight after work to come look over Khaki, see if he can't get it running good. So anyhow, with that being said, man, as you guys know, the T7 coilovers from Max Speeding Rods, I have showed you guys these on the channel before. These are their upgraded, their most performance-oriented coilover that they have on the market. Of course, whenever they have an upgraded coilover, we need a set for Khaki. I've had these actually sitting here probably for a good 8 months. So I figured, you know what? Screw it. Let's go ahead and get them thrown on now. I need to fix my push button start as well. Well, that was the first time I've started this thing since we did the oil change on it. I've tried to kind of avoid from starting it because of how rich it's running. I don't want to completely saturate my oil with E85 again. Anyhow, yeah, I didn't want to saturate the oil with E85 until, you know, Curly can come over, do his boot magic. Anyhow, gonna go ahead and grab all the wheels and tires off now. Khaki has sat for so long that, you know, a lot of the suspension, like the brakes and everything, they're all just kind of rusty and it just looked terrible. You know what I'm saying? I'd like to clean the brakes up. All my lug nuts, the threads inside and the wheel studs are all rusty, you know. I want to clean all that kind of stuff up while we're in here. Put all my lug nuts in a cup. I'm gonna go ahead and fill these up with some super clean for the time being. I'm gonna come back later and actually scrub all of these with a pipe brush, clean the threads on the inside, get all the rust out of there. But for the time being, we'll just let them sit. Good Lord, man. Yeah, Khaki definitely needs some attention on the underbody. Definitely filthy as all hell. We're gonna do that later. For now, I just wanna grab all these coilovers, all the old coilovers off. Look at that, dude. I have the OG freaking yellow Max Speeding Rods coilovers on here. Yeah, it's definitely been time for an upgrade for quite some time, man. Freaking OGs, man. Like, those things are like, what, 200 bucks? That's like version 1. Anyhow, these are gonna be a much needed upgrade. We have a lot of work before we can throw these on though. As you guys know, I do have 18K springs on the rear right now, so I would like to keep my 18K springs. We need to switch that over. I've also got to go through and set preload and all that, but I want to get these coilovers off so I can pull some measurements as far as height. Because I would just like to match the setup that we have on there now. I'd like to match the new coilovers to the old coilovers. Alright, so we're going to be doing a couple of things. Like I mentioned, I do have 18K springs on the rear of the old coilovers. I want to get my 18Ks off and put them on the rear of the new coilovers. Also, we got to set ride height and we need to set preload. First thing I'm going to do before I tear anything apart is I'm going to measure. So the front shock, I'm gonna measure from the top of the top hat. This is where it sits flush on the body of the car. And then I'm gonna measure to the very top of this cup where the fork goes on. That is gonna be the measurement that I want to match. So we are at 13 1/4. 13 1/4 on both fronts. So I'm just gonna go ahead and write that on here. 13 1/4, so I don't forget it. Same thing with the rear, except for with the rear, we're gonna be measuring from the top hat down to the center of that eye hole. And that is 15 3/4 of an inch. Double check it left from right. 15 and a little bit off. So this one is 15 7/8. So I'm gonna go ahead and go 15 7/8 because I do want the rear, I might have to raise the rear a little bit. The set of skinnies that I had on the EP3, those are actually for Khaki, but they do sit a little taller, so I might end up having to raise the rear. So I'm gonna favor the taller measurement here, which is 15 7/8. I think. Let me double check. Yeah, 15 7/8. All right, those are really the only measurements I need. So from there, I'm just gonna, I have to tear everything apart. Well, I need to get the springs off of these. And I need to take all of the height adjustment cups off of the new coilovers so that I can measure from the bottom of the shock. You want to actually measure from the bottom of the shock housing up to the spring to match your spring rate, or your not spring rate, your preload. We have to match our preload. I want the two rear to match, and I want the two front obviously to match. And to do that the best, you want a point of reference. And since everything on here is adjustable, all these locking collars, the cup on the bottom, everything on here is adjustable except for the shock housing itself. So I want to measure to the bottom of the shock housing up to the bottom of the spring. So whenever I set all of these, I know that they are the same. Things are finally ready, man. This is what takes the longest about putting a new set of coilovers on, is setting the preload and ride height and all that. But preload is set, ride height is matched to what we pulled off. I got my 18K spring swapped over to the rears, and I put the springs that came on these back onto my old suspension. So then at least these are still a complete set, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm gonna do with them, but these are definitely a damn good looking freaking coilover, man. I love the new the new color scheme of the Max Speeding Rods coilovers. So also I want to mention once again that these are the T7s. So I believe the product number on them is COT7. Basically coilover T7. I will have a link in the description down below for these. And of course, Max Speeding Rods is giving you guys a discount. All you have to do is just enter the promotional code, which will be in the description down below. Anyhow, before we go and throw these coilovers on, because they're all brand new and fresh, and which, by the way, I have not washed my hands once. The entire time I've been out here working on these coilovers and taking the suspension and everything off of Khaki, this is what my hands look like. That's what I love about this damn car, is you don't get filthy freaking working on it. Anyhow, before we do put these on, I do want to kind of spray the wheel wells out a little bit. The front isn't that bad, it's just the back is all dusty. You know what I'm saying? I just want to blast all the dust off. I've also had these sitting around for a really long time. These are slotted and drilled rotors for the front of the car. I actually have slotted and drilled rotors on the back already. They will shine up as soon as we start driving this son of a bitch. But the ones that are on the front, they're not bad. They're still good, but they're just not slotted and drilled. You know what I'm saying? Because race car, what's up? So I'm sure most of you guys know, but Khaki is 5-lug. The rear brakes on this, well, all 4 calipers are from an Acura NSX. Now the rear rotors are the same as an Acura NSX as well. So all four calipers are Acura NSX. The rear rotors are Acura NSX, and then the front rotors are actually Integra Type R. So that's what these are right here. These are Integra Type R replacement front rotors that are slotted and drilled. I've actually had these, like I said, sitting around for a really long time. Blondie's Garage actually sent these to me. It's another YouTube channel. If you guys haven't ever seen it, look it up. It's called Blondie's Garage. She sent these out a long, dude, I want to say it was over a year ago. Probably 2 years, man. I don't know. I've had them sitting for a really long time, and I figured while I have this all torn apart, may as well finally put them on, put them to some use. So that's what we're gonna do. Gonna go ahead and throw the new coilovers on, because we're ready. We got this all cleaned up. We'll get the new coilovers on and then get the new rotors on the front. That'll be pretty much it. Just set this thing back down on the ground and just awaiting Curly. Hopefully he has the time to show up tonight. That'd be dope. I'm really excited to see if this thing is even gonna run, because currently it's running like shit, and if I'm being honest with you, it kind of sounds the same as it did before, but I don't know. We're not gonna know until Curly messes with it. So lovely. Well, unfortunately, these don't fit. When they sent them to me, I remember the note said that they're for an Integra Type R. Same thing that these are off of. Just, yeah. The inside diameter, like, you see how the inside of this is different from the inside of this? It's this inside diameter that's not fitting over the hub, so I don't know. It is what it is, man. I tried. We're stuck with the regular old rotors. Alright, lug nuts are all cleaned up. I'm going to go ahead and drench them with some WD-40 really quick, just to kind of keep them lubricated. Hopefully get rid of that rusty look that the threads keep getting inside. Got this thing put back together just in time, man. Curly messaged me and asked if I was home. I was like, yes, sir. And he says he'll be on his way over here in a little bit. So, hell freaking yeah. Wish Khaki luck, dude. Hopefully everything goes well and there aren't any issues. You know, I just keep my fingers crossed. I mean, what can I do, man? I'm really hoping all this thing needs is a little bit of boop boop and it'll start acting right. Well, I am trying to get my shifter back in order. Well, there was a couple of things. The pivoting point down there where my shifter bolts up, I had put that on too tight. So whenever you like shift into gears, it was like really hard to move the shifter because it was too tight, and of course because I had to cut this sumbitch, so now it's just that stubby little thing sticking up there. But I do still have the extension piece that goes right there. Just I need to try and get that piece of metal out that is just wedged inside of the aluminum piece. I don't know, I'm messing with that. Just trying to get some tools ready, so like for instance, if Curly needs to move the distributor at all, I have a socket, I have an extension socket and a ratchet ready for the distributor. If he needs to spin my TPS at all, I have the Allen wrench for the TPS ready. So I don't have to be running and that's normally how it is. If he's got to like move something, I'm like running to find a damn Allen wrench, bro. You know, we have all the damn fancy bolts. Trying to have everything ready, bro. I had to hook up a ground, kind of ghetto right here. Normally, you know, you'd hook your ground up right here, but I have that flush hardware. It's hard to hook the wire up to that. And then the only other places to bolt it are all ginormous ass bolts. So, which would be fine, but the ring that's on the end of this wire isn't big enough to fit those bolts through it. So I have it bolted to the header temporarily. I mean, it'll have to work for now. I know it's probably gonna get that wire hot. I'll definitely have to redo that. The only other issue right now is the fact that the starter, the signal wire going to a little push button start in there is not working. And I've already checked the wiring for it and everything. The wiring is all fine. It's the button itself. So, I don't know. I'll just have to be out here arcing the starter for him. It's gonna be annoying as shit, bro. Anyhow, I'm hoping that he can just get the car running good. You know what I'm saying? Like running decent enough that I can start putting some miles on it. I guess the biggest thing right now is just trying to get this shifter on. If we can do that, then we'll be doing pretty damn good. It's the doctor. Tell me it doesn't already sound better. You know what I'm saying? Already sounds better. While Curly's doing his thing, Fackler actually sent a package out. He says that this is for Khaki. He told me to open it up. He said it's a little baby that he wants to see how this makes Khaki sound. So, I don't know what that means. I'm guessing it's a muffler. This is a muffler. That's a really small muffler.
Yeah.
Dino Max. What the hell?
Actually, it seems that it might restrict it. You know, I feel like it might like tone it down just a little bit.
I don't know, we'll see.
You know how my my Yukon has it basically at the end too?
Yeah.
And I bet that honestly made a way big difference on my my exhaust sound on the Yukon. So I don't know. They're basically the same design.
Try it.
Those are sick.
I was gonna add this onto that little tiny ass pipe that I have down there.
Oh yeah.
See what it sounds like.
Screw it. It's a test pipe, so it's not like it doesn't really matter.
No, it's a glass pack.
Is it? No, no. I'm talking about the pipe that you already have.
Boy.
Sheesh. You can put that on the door if you have room.
Anyhow, thank you, Backler, once again. Backler's always taking care of us for exhaust stuff for sure. Maybe we'll do this tomorrow. Tomorrow's video.
Hell yeah.
You guys enjoying that? Well, it's the next day. It's the next morning. Dogs are fed. Grass is watered. Both sides. And Khaki is not 100%, but it's drivable now. It's actually running. So I don't know. I need to get one of those heat guns and see if one of my cylinders is misfiring. It could be a spark plug. It could be one of the coil packs. Those are used coil packs, as you guys know. Curly did tell me that the stock injectors on there, because it is on E85, the stock injectors on there are working really hard to keep up with this thing at just normal driving. So, but it's running and driving. It sounds a lot better than what it ever had. Well, than what it has in a long time. So this Sunday, Khaki will be out at Cars and Coffee, at Badass Cars and Coffee. If you guys are interested in coming out and seeing Khaki for the first time in a really long time. This is gonna be my first time driving Khaki with the freaking ghost box in it. We put a ghost box in there a long time ago, so I actually have some music. This is gonna be my first time actually driving it with that in there. Anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget, Max Speeding Rods is giving you guys a discount on anything on the website you want. But I will have a link in the description down below to the coilovers that we installed on Khaki today, as well as a promotional code for the DBFam. And that's good for the entire website. Whatever it is you guys want from there, just make sure you put the promo code in at checkout. And you're gonna get a discount. So peace out, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Actually, I'll see you guys at Cars and Coffee if you guys are there. Later.
Today is the last day. Last day to get a family treat t-shirt design. Last day to enter for the free impact combo. You have until midnight tonight. Get in while you can.